What's going on, you guys? Zoe84 here from ZTK Gaming, and today I'm not playing any games, but instead I'm just gonna do some talking. Yay. I'm just thought that try something different because even though we're a gaming channel, it's still nice to just sit back and talk gamer to gamer about certain topics. So to start off this potentially new series, I thought I'd talk about handheld consoles, or rather the more recent handheld consoles. So I'm going to cover the 3DS and the 3DS XL and the 2DS as well, the PS Vita and the PS Vita Slim, which is fairly new. I'm going to work my way up, so I'll start with, I'll go with 3DS, do that, talk about 3DS XL and the 2DS, and then I'll move on to PS Vita. Okay, to start off with the 3DS. It's a handheld console produced by Nintendo. Obviously, it's a follow-up to the other DS consoles, DS, DSi, DSi XL, etc., etc. There's quite a few. I can't remember all of them. And as you can tell by its name, the biggest feature of it was its use of 3D, which I don't think it did very well, to be honest. I mean, 3D sounds like a good concept, definitely. I mean, lots of people would go to cinemas to watch 3D movies. I understand that, but DS's, 3DS's, anything by Nintendo is normally made for a younger audience, and 3D sounds great for a younger audience, except it even says it's not recommended for young children to use 3D on the 3DS. I mean, it just defeats the purpose of it, really, if you can't even use the 3D for children. Talking about other things, talk about the advertising about it. I don't remember any advertising at all until like a month before its release in the UK, which it came out 25th of March 2011. So that means its third birthday's coming up for you guys who wants to know, if there's anyone. Like I was saying, I don't think there was really much advertising as far as I can remember. Nothing really comes to mind. I myself own a 3DS. I bought it, or I pre-ordered it before it came out and got it from Game. But the only way I found about it was from my cousin, who's a big game fanatic and obviously would know all this stuff. He literally told me like 3-4 months before about, oh, you guys gonna get a 3DS? And I'm like, huh? What? So I literally didn't know until he told me, and that's what made me get it. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what Nintendo's trying to do with it. I mean, about a couple of months later, they introduced the 3DS XL, similar to that of the DS XL, make the bigger screen, bigger 3DS. It can do more stuff, I think. I'm not sure if it can do more stuff than the other one, but assuming that the DSi XL did well because of its XL, it makes sense for Nintendo to try and follow up with that, make a 3DS XL, try and get more money. Because obviously the original 3DS didn't do that well. After all, like I said, there was barely any advertising for it. Or maybe there was, and I just didn't see it. But I certainly never heard of it until a few months before. And yeah, 3DS when it first came out was well over £200, which is what I bought it for. And they even had to reduce the price down to somewhere over 100, I'm not sure now, probably about £130 nowadays. And I got a couple of free games for that. Although given a choice, I think I probably would have went for less price, but whatever. And to be honest, it didn't really have much launch games. According to Wikipedia, which is obviously the best place for information, there were only about 12 launch games in the UK at least. And yeah, when I got mine, I got Samurai Warriors because I like Samurai Warriors. I played some of the older ones, and that was probably the biggest reason why I got a 3DS, to get Samurai Warriors. That, and I knew that they were planning Resident Evil, the Mercenaries 3D, and Revelations on 3DS, which I have as well, and completed. But besides that, the other launch games weren't too special. You got Nintendogs and Cats, a follow-up to the original Nintendogs, which did well, so I guess that makes sense. They've ported Super Street Fighter, got a port of Sims 3. I'm not sure if it's really port, because at least when I played Sims 2 on the DS, it was a lot different to what Sims 2 is really like on PC, but whatever. It didn't even have any Mario games at launch, which is very surprising. Looking here, the only Nintendo games that were released for launch were Nintendogs and Cats, sorry, and Pilot Wings Resort, which I haven't really played, and to be honest, I wasn't really too interested in, because just, well, as far as I saw, it's just flying in it. Yeah, that's why I chose Samurai Warriors out of those. I think it could have done better at launch. I mean, only 12 games to choose from. It's not much to choose. I mean, I know I'll talk about PS Vita later, but the PS Vita had 31 launch games for the UK, according to Wikipedia, so... Okay. According to Wikipedia, when the 3DS XL came out, they planned it as some sort of, like, home console, where there'll be more than one user, probably like children and parents, they can share it. I mean, it's a big screen, you could put it on a table and do stuff. But that defeats the purpose of a handheld console that's meant to be portable. I mean, the only reason I really buy a handheld console compared to, say, I mean, why I bought a PS Vita instead of buying like a PS4 is A, for the different games you can have in it, I guess, but B, for the portability. I could take the PS Vita with me to an airport or whatever, and I can play it on there while I have to wait several hours for planes to land before I can even get on them. But why would you make a handheld console that's meant to be for the whole family to share and use? Surely it was better to work on the Wii U or the Wii as a console for people to share in a family. I don't know. And then they came out with the 2DS. And they thought they could... Obviously 2DS, as you can guess by the name, it can only play the games in 2D. It's made a budget console, which I guess kind of makes sense given the current financial times. But it was still a pretty high price. Still around £100 for 2DS. It's still about £30 cheaper-ish than the 3DS, and over £100 cheaper than its original price, but there is one thing that I think that 3DS and all that definitely got right, and it was its choice of memory card, strange enough. They use a SD card to store data in. It's a bit normal, but that's good, because moving on to PS Vita now, one thing which annoys me, because I just got a PS Vita Slim literally a few days ago, and I got it with Killzone Mercenary, but it didn't come with any memory card, and I can't use any of my current memory cards because a PS Vita uses its own special memory card. Yeah. Not only do I have to go and buy a new memory card, it also costs a lot more, because Sony themselves have to produce their own memory card. You know, only the PS Vita will use it, and it just seems like a waste of money, really. I mean, it is understandable because I own a PSP as well, and it was easy to hack. Not that I did, of course, but other people did, and there's lots of firmware and stuff for PSPs. And yeah, the biggest reason why they went for a PS Vita memory card was to stop that, which makes sense. I mean, PSP, one could easily play lots of downloaded games. You know, not me, but if a person wanted to. Anyway, like I said, talking about the PS Vita itself as a console, it definitely improved compared to the original PSP. It added 2 touch screens, which you could say was kind of copy Nintendo and their successor, the DS. But it added a second analog stick, which was definitely a good idea. What else do they have? They've added a PS button, similar to that of the PS3, which I guess is kind of useful. You got 2 cameras, like 3DS or DSR and stuff. Yeah, and it's also a lot lighter compared to the old PSP. The very first PSP, the base PSP, I still have it. It's quite heavy, and I must say this is a lot better just having it so much lighter. I mean, the PS Vita Slim, which only came out in February 2014, not too long ago. It's gotten, let's see, I have the, it is, the new system is 20% thinner and 15% lighter, has an additional hour of battery life, has moved from OLED to LCD, includes a non-proprietary micro USB support, and a 1GB of internal memory storage. Great. Now, if only that was a bit bigger, I'd actually download a few games I had. Well, anyway, let's talk about advertising of the PS Vita. Again, similar to that of the 3DS, I didn't really see much advertising for it personally. It came out in 2012 on February 22nd, so about a year after the 3DS came out, and I really knew nothing about it until about a month before, from my cousin, who's, as I said before, is really good with games. He told me about it about like a month before its release. I remember because it released on my birthday, February 22nd, and it asked me, "Oh, you're gonna get this for your birthday?" Which I didn't, sadly. Which is actually kind of good now, because now I got a PS Vita Slim instead. But I was barely getting advertising for it. Although it still did, well, I don't know if it did better than 3DS in terms of sales, but I think it had some better parts of it. I mean, on release for the UK, it had 31 games, which is almost 3 times as much as the 3DS. This does include quite a few ports. You got Everybody's Golf, FIFA Football, Mod Nation, BlazBlue or BlazeBlue, however it's pronounced. So yeah, it had quite a few ports, but it definitely had a bigger array of games to choose from. Not to mention, the PS Vita can play PS1 games, so if you had a PS3 and you download some PS1 games, you can move that straight to your PS Vita and play it on there, similar to the PSP. It's quite good, I must say. I've got Parasite Eve 2 downloaded. I'd love to get that, but I need to get a memory card because I don't have enough space for it, damn it. One thing that I did have with the PS Vita, it's a bit of a personal problem, and it's more recent if anything, but I could barely find any in shops. If I go to my local game or game shop, empty, nothing. Game website, nothing. I ended up getting my PS Vita by ordering it from very.co.uk. And why? Why on earth did they not have it? Well, I talked to one of the helpful people at Game, and they said that the main reason was the fact that PS4 was only recently being launched in Japan. And then I didn't know until then, but now I know that the PS4 came out in the US first, then the UK, then Japan. Seems a bit strange. Came out in the US in the 15th of November 2013. Came out here in the UK 29th of November 2013, and came out in Japan on 22nd of February. My birthday again. Yay. But I don't get why on earth did they choose Japan to be the last place to release it? Surely it makes sense for Japan to be the first place to release it, since I think that's where it was developed. I don't think it was developed in the US. But yeah, because of that, they didn't have any PS Vita Slims, and they weren't expecting it for a good couple of weeks, so that's why I got a PS Vita Slim from very.co.uk. But that's just a little side story. Yeah, let me know what you think about the 3DS, the PS Vita, 3DS XL, 2DS, PS Vita Slim. Your views on it, what you think's better, why. I may even get back to you with the comment system, or might even make a video if there's enough comments. But more importantly, let me know what you think about me doing this kind of podcast sort of thing, like just talking, maybe adding 1 or 2 videos or pictures. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably either have pictures about what I'm talking about, or just have gameplay video, or just leave it blank or something. But let me know what you think. Was it good that I tried doing something different, like just talking instead of playing games? Should I keep trying to do it? And if so, what kind of topics would you suggest? I mean, obviously I can move on to talk about the Xbox One and PS4. I can talk about new games and all that. But keep in mind, I'm not exactly the biggest gaming fanatic, but I'm big enough that I like to try and make some videos and stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, if you like this kind of stuff, leave a like, because that will definitely let me know that there's people enjoying this. And if you really enjoyed this, subscribe. Because sorry, I'm selling myself. Please like, comment, subscribe, because quite literally every subscriber will help. We're still a pretty small channel. Yeah, me personally, I maintain the channel quite a lot compared to the other two. They're kind of just in it for the ride, but Kanjo Age's got some videos of his own, so can't really say I'm doing everything. But yeah, let me know. My throat's drying up. I feel like I'm gonna die at this rate. This is Ep.1 here from ZTK Gaming, and I'm signing out. catch you guys later.